Ladies and gentlemen, live from Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland-Nashville Connection, broadcasting live from Brothers Lounge, presents Music to the Rescue. I'm Brandon David, so glad you could tune in. Stick around, share that message. We're teaming up with Cleveland Rock's past, present, and future to unite and spark a fire for some opioid awareness. And it's also a Plus Vibes pre-show. We got Carlos Jones and the Plus Band live in the other room. They're going to be streaming live at 8 p.m. So just check out Carlos Jones a little bit after our broadcast. We're so glad to be here. And make sure you donate. Cleveland Rock's past, present, and future is helping musicians in crisis, helping them through the tough times, keeping their bills paid, keeping their lights on. We got Michael McFarlane in the house, Drop It Indie production with Jay Sparrow, Studio 44, and Zig at the Gig. We are very honored to have a Cleveland patron, pioneer, restorer to the arts community here. He'd never say that about himself, but I could say it because I've seen parts of the journey. Our good friend from Brothers Lounge, one of the founders of the new Brothers Lounge. Obviously, there's some history. We'll talk a little bit about that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christian Riemenschneider.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, there should be live music going here all the time. It's been quiet for 2 months, and this is the start. We're happy to be on this stage. Happy to bring a connection from Cleveland to Nashville. Straight railroad, back and forth. But we would like to keep this stage rolling, and we would like to. Oh, it's not on.
Real quick, when your uncles are a little older, they have the grassroots kind of thing. So we gotta help each other along in these technological ages.
Right, how we do it now? There we go. All right, welcome to Brothers Lounge. Well, this is a start. Right here, Brandon. Thank you guys for coming. The technical crew is doing great and working on some technical internet issues, but we'll have it fixed momentarily.
Yeah. Come on. If anything about Cleveland is there's a lot of innovation. And Chris, I just want to hear a little bit about why you guys even opened Brothers in the first place. We know it was like an iconic venue back in the day, and about 15 years ago, you guys brought it back to life. And
used to come here as a youngster and participate here, and he's got to go in. There he is. And it went up for a sheriff's auction one day, and it was a rundown place, and we decided to get back to the neighborhood, give back to the neighborhood, fix it up to where it should be in its glory. And it took a couple of years. We got back into it. We always wanted live music. Where we're sitting right now used to be a state liquor store.
Now we're looking at a coffee house.
Yeah, coffee house.
Well, Brothers Lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, just if you don't know, if you've never been here for a show, this is a place that hosts some of Cleveland's a lot of the pioneering stuff that's happened over the last 10 years, 15 years. Brent Kirby's 10x3. How did Brent Kirby's 10x3 happen here?
Brett was a friend right when we opened, and he came up and had an idea of doing this 10x3, and I think he got that from Nashville.
Yes, sir.
And he said, I think this is a perfect venue to do that. We just had the grand piano put in here. The drums are here. And it was natural to have him do it and watch some of the musicians come from all over the country, all over the world, and stop in here on a Wednesday and play for Brett or play for all the music lovers who love original music. And it's really been a success. So, Wednesday nights are successful. Now we got to get every night successful.
Yeah.
When we open, we'll be back at it. We'll be back at live music, and we're looking forward to really putting Cleveland on the map.
Yeah, in this room, they have a great Sunday night that's Mike, right?
Mike Petrone.
Yeah, Sunday nights, and then Chris Hatton does his regular deal. And
Chris Hatton on Thursdays.
Come on, there's so much good music that happens here in the wine bar, so we look forward to the reopening, the new wine bar. We got guys like Carlos Jones and Billy Coakley's drum karaoke. Let's talk about Billy Coakley's drum karaoke.
Probably the best drummer in Ohio. Let's put it that way. And he's definitely the most enthusiastic drummer and promoter in Ohio. 2 years ago, he took us down to the Flats. He had 25 drummers. We were doing When the Levee Breaks.
Wow. Wow.
right in front of the Rock Hall. And Nadia, she went up to the Sirius radio and knocked on the window to Rachel Steele and told her we were doing it. And I think she put When Levy Breaks on the
Wow.
radio. So that was fun. So Billy does this drummer karaoke once a month here.
Awesome. If you've never checked out Billy Coakley and his drum karaoke, once a month here at Brothers Lounge. Also, you can look up Billy Coakley or see him with Armstrong Bearcat. Amazing musician. Guys like him and Carlos have been some of the big brothers to me in the scene. We got Londi Vicarone. Come on, the future. That's the future.
Londi.
Right there. So, it's been an amazing time here, Chris. We really want to thank you. And just one last question, what's given you some hope or some vision, or like how have you been spending your time through this to prepare for the reopening?
Well, physically, there's people working in the building, getting it very clean and remodeling and step by step. This is a step to get it reopened, especially towards live music. Our sound man is here working with Carlos in the video, and step by step, we'll reopen.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, live from Brothers Lounge with Cleveland Rock's past, present, and future in the Cleveland-Nashville connection, we want to thank Christian Riemenschneider right here. Let's
Thank
give
you,
him a big round
Brandon.
of applause. Come on. So, as you can see, we're not afraid to shake hands here, ladies and gentlemen, because we got some old school tactics, old school principles, and we got to get ready, look each other in the eyes. And our next segment with a very special friend is to mask or not to mask. That is the question. Ladies and gentlemen, here to talk about Music Speaks, our mental health awareness event we had live at the Beachland this past Thursday, is the man himself, songwriter, artist extraordinaire, Michael McFarland. So, Michael, as Shakespeare would say, to mask or not to mask?
Well, for me, looking into the science of it, wearing a mask like this, it's not for me. It's for other people. Masks prevent transmission of the disease out into the world more than they prevent it coming towards you. So, I don't know if I have the disease or not, but wearing this is my way of protecting people that I meet from potentially receiving that. So I choose to.
So is it kind of like a comfort blanket for your mouth?
No, not at all. It's realizing that I could be a danger to others and choosing to do what I can to protect those because I care about my fellow human beings and I want to make sure that they're as safe as they can be.
Listen. So we just want to kibosh this thing. You got people that mask and they don't mask, but we're all part of the race, the human race. So if you see somebody in the grocery store and they don't have a mask on, just put your hands up and say, don't shoot, please. Just say, don't shoot. All right. Sometimes you don't know what to say. So if you're dealing with anxiety or anything like that, we want to encourage you, even though this is an opioid awareness episode, there's a lot of stuff happening with COVID, but there's a lot of other issues in our world we wanted to address. And we're not here to make light of COVID at all, but we are here to have a good time, have some laughs. And as far as Music Speaks, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, how did you go? What did you get out of that event? What did you feel from your perspective?
So yeah, just 2 nights ago we were over at the Beachland Ballroom doing another one of these events in cooperation with Cleveland Rock's Past, Present, and Future and the Cleveland Nashville Connection, and we were focusing on it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and as someone who's struggled with various forms of mental illness and anxiety, and I've gone through therapy and medication and all that to help me deal with it. It's something that's really close to my heart, and being able to get out there and share some music, share a connection with other artists and the amazing technical team that made all of this happen, and just help break a little bit of the stigma about it, because growing up that wasn't something that we'd talk about. We wouldn't talk about what we were struggling with. And I think just getting it out in the open, saying, "Hey, I'm someone that struggles with this. I haven't always talked about that, but I've gotten help. I've been able to do all the things that I've been able to because of people that spoke to me about their struggles. And so I wanted to pass that along and really do what I could to make sure that stigma continues to be broken down more and more, and that people can get the help they need, because it's your mind is the most precious thing that you have to work with, and if it's not quite working right, then there are people that can help.
Yeah, somebody the other day handed me a screw, and they said, "Here, I found it." Trying to say I had I don't know what were they.
We've all got a couple loose, right?
What were they trying
I
to
still
do?
haven't found those marbles I lost a while ago.
Yeah, I just said thank you, man. This is cool. But like, if anything, I found a lot of my old basketball cards. My dad pulled them out and was like, "Yo," and I was like, "Wow, I had some rookie cards." And so it's one thing I think that's been amazing is how, in spite of how crazy the situation has been, it's brought a lot of families together. And maybe you could just, before we switch to the live portion of this with the music and everything, if you could just touch on how that's impacted you with, from whatever your perspective is on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So this time I've actually spoken more to my family than I had in the years previous. I don't have any blood relatives that live in Ohio at this point. They're all out on the West Coast or down south. But through live stream, through Zoom conversations, through text messaging, all of that, I've actually been speaking more to my siblings and my parents, and friends that I've made when I was out on tour in places that I hadn't been able to go to for a while. They were able to tune into live music streams that I was doing. And connect that way through messages showing up on the phone screen while I was playing. So it's been a real way to connect both musically and emotionally, which are often the same thing, with people that I hadn't nearly as much in the time previous. So in spite of the isolation, I found that through this quarantine and this time, I've grown closer to family and old friends.
Wow. Well, Michael, just getting to know you a little bit through this process, man, it's been such an honor just to have people from different perspectives, different backgrounds, everybody who knows you. I talked to Brad from Scenic Route, I believe, and he was just like, they love you. Tyler's talked very highly of you from Drop It Indie, Jewel Big Green. You really are a favorite here in Cleveland.
Well, thank you. The whole anxiety thing, my mind is constantly telling me that everyone hates me. So hearing that that's not the case really helps a lot.
If anything,
genuinely, thank you.
You tell a lot of people, you help share a lot with people how loved they are. And that song, talk about one, before we go off the air, we'll transition to the next portion. That song for your video, tell people about it and where they could see that video.
Okay, so my most recent single is a song called "More Than You Believe You Are," and the song came from kind of a prompt that my partner Amanda asked me. I had been on a podcast with my friend Beezy Listening, Brian Douglas. And he had asked where my best songs came from, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, I think the songs that I've written that have connected best with people were the ones that answered the question of what did I need to hear when I wrote them. And so my partner Amanda asked me, so what do you need to hear right now? And I was at a pretty low point, and it was that I was more than I believe that I am. And so I wrote that song. And before the lockdown, we had this incredible community of people come together at Edgewater Park to film a music video for this. And J. Red Andrews, who's head of a group called Artists in Recovery, for people that are trying to work their way through the 12 steps and improve that through artistic expression and finding passion and meaning through creation of art and music.
Yeah.
He was the star of that video. And so, yeah, it's called More Than You Believe You Are. You can find it on Apple Music. You can find it on Spotify. And if you search on YouTube, you can find that video.
Awesome, man. Well, everybody, check out Michael McFarland music. Let's give him a big round of applause virtually and here at Brothers Lounge Live. Come on. This is a man of courage. Woo! Thank you so much.
And a man of balance.
Sometimes one thing I learned from the thing what Egypt Speaks, Archie Green, Joel Big Green, everybody being a part of this is, as artists, it's okay. We kind of look a little silly, so hopefully everybody could feel a little better. But just to remember that the people who are up here, we go through a lot of the same emotions, and you've done a great job with transparency. I hope you brought the hacky sack this time. We were kicking it with James Carroll
we
and the
determined
Beachland
that
crew.
was the best social distancing activity because you're already standing about 6 feet apart from each other. So hacky sack needs to come back, folks.
Yeah, well, we got friends who do wrestling, so I'm thinking hacky sack Jim Duggan. I mean, can he come back? So, all right, so give it up, Michael McFarland. We got a couch cameo. We're dealing with the technical stuff. Hopefully you are too. God bless. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Derek McBride, and Through Fire is a song I wrote regarding my experience with opioid addiction and recovery. It features Liz Kitts on the violin.
Said I'm leaving up before I go. Spot me on a shot, I need a little something for the road. Left behind the only life you know. Tatted bag is all that's left of all the things you ever owned. And every time is the last time. And all the promises are damn lies. It's cold and lonely but I can't cry. When every single day's fighting just to try to stay alive. Another trip to the psych ward. Stayed up 7 days just trying to find out what his life's for. Wounded soldier in the drug war. Ship is lost at sea, it's been so long since he's seen the shore. And every time is the last time. Doctor told him that he's flatlined. It's cold and lonely but he can't cry. When every single day's fighting just to try to stay alive. He saw the truth for the first time. That he's been doomed since the first line. Things would never be fine, hitting rock bottom when the consequences caught up and a man appeared at the bedside. Maybe an angel but in disguise, an intervention of the divine. The boy said, I don't wanna die. The man just smiled and replied, I've experienced the madness. I know just how you feel. I've traveled down the road to hell, but my wounds, they all have healed. And I will walk with you through fire, but the journey starts today. And if you wanna keep it, kid, you better give it all away. Ready, go. The man's solution opened up his eyes. Confronted with the choice of life or death, the boy began to cry. You know what's dark is just before the light. Broken like a glow stick, now the boy can finally start to shine. Pray this time will be the last time. He asked for guidance and he lived right. For 90 days and a fortnight, he's thankful for the chance that he's been given to rebuild his life. He got a call past midnight. A friend still living on the sick side. The boy is one and only lifeline, hitting rock bottom when the consequences caught up and the boy appeared at the bedside. He's now a man, his eyes open wide. An intervention of the divine. His friend said, I don't wanna die. The man just smiled and replied, I've experienced the madness. I know just how you feel. I've traveled down the road to hell, but my wounds, they all have healed. And I will walk with you through fire, but the journey starts today. And if you wanna keep it, kid, you better give it all. I've experienced the madness. I know just how you feel. I've traveled down the road to hell. My wounds, they all have healed. And I will walk with But the journey starts today. And if you wanna keep it, kid, you better give it all away.
It's Derek McBride from
I'm Derek.
Hey, that was Derek McBride. Derek, where are you, man? Virtual high five. Hey, he is a miracle. Plays in one of Cleveland's top bands, Tropidelic. Very humble guys. They've come a long way. And Derek has been a great friend. And Vinny, if you don't know Vinny from that group, you should get to know him. He's like one of the 6th or 7th Beatles, along with Kerry Critchlow at RCR Recording Studios. We love you guys. That song we chose for this had a lot to do with the connection with Derek and recovery and opioid awareness. Opioid awareness, by the grace of God, I was like this far away from going down that path after my best friend passed away to brain cancer. I was 20 years old and I was on a runway. My friend Londi had a teen club he was doing, and I was a lost kid with a dream. And my best friend Marty passed away, and I felt like a ghost. And somehow I found the sober way. So here, seeing Derek find that path and on that journey, and we are in the rock and recovery capital. We were just talking about that. Akron is where a lot of recovery principles were founded, and we are the rock capital. So we're gonna keep that moving. This is a little medley of mine called Home, autobiography. I'm just going to rock with you. I'm going to share my story through music. I'm Brandon David, and this is Johnny Mac and the Freight Trains. Get on board, get ready. Get on board or get out of the way. Johnny Mac and the Freight Trains. You bring me home, home. You bring me home, my God. I'm not alone. Alone, I'm not alone, my God. Looking back on the past, he was 8 years old, swimming like a fish until life turned cold. Lie after lie, his youth slipped away. It was monkey bars, ball, diamonds, and courts. Soon turned to smoking and cars and wanting more. Poor grades became okay, sports soon gone. Not just a phase, the boy was barely holding on, holding on. He was 16 years old, selling between class, getting high in the catwalks, drunk in the stands. Thought life was about girls and cash. Went to some concerts, so it was more than that. He saw that hookah and then oh way oh. The boy wanna get on stage and be a star. He wanna move, wanna go real far. But he got hit so damn hard. And I wanna realize how he's moving. Gotta find the soul, gotta be grooving. Middle of the streets being choked to death. I cried out to Jesus to save me, and I was dropped to the ground, and I heard the sound of amazing grace. I was lost, now I'm found. I was brought home, now I'm not alone. The word brought me in, and I'm feeling a home. Oh, only you could bring them home. Oh, home. Yeah, we were runaways on a one-way track. Only you could bring us home. Yeah, we were runaways on a one-way track, feeling on our own. Yeah, we were runaways on a one-way track. Could you tell us to come home? 'Cause we're not alone, not alone, not alone. Lost and confused, dazed and abused, in need of a savior, one that is true. When we were younger, we were abused. Now we need someone who can make us brand new. We said, oh, oh. And only you could bring us home. Oh, yeah, we were runaways on a one-way track. Only you could bring us home. Yeah, we were runaways on a one-way track, feeling on our own. Yeah, we were runaways on a one-way track. Could you tell us to come home? 'Cause we're not alone, not alone, not alone. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. There's no more fearing when we're drowned in perfect love. Faith comes by hearing, God. There's no more fearing when we're drowned in perfect love. The song's called Let It Go. And a lot of this was actually birthed that bright winter with Joel Big Green. And I was on that backstage and Tyler goes, hey man, I think you should go to South by Southwest. And I said, huh? And that's a whole nother story for a whole nother show. But we want to thank you so much for tuning in. This is Music to the Rescue, the Opioid Awareness Edition, the Plus Vibes pre-show. So if you're holding on to something, this is a great time to let it go. It was hard to let go of all those scars when I could feel them on my skin. Once upon a time a knife cut so sharp I was wounded from within. And I cried out for the darkness to fade, and love came rushing in. Reminded me of the one who died, wash away all my sins. So let it go, let it die, and be buried in the ground. Get down low, lift it high. You're underwater but you won't drown, caught in the wave. It's time to ride through the fire but you make it out. Time to sow into a better life. Once we're lost but now we're found, yeah. We once were lost but now we're found. Big ups to the RTA. It was hard to let go of all those scars when I could feel them on my skin. Once upon a time that knife cut so sharp, thought I'd never get back up again. And I called on for the darkness to fade, and love came rushing in, yeah. Reminding me of the one who died, wash away all my sins. So let it go, let it die, and be buried in the ground. Get down low, lift it high. You're in the water but you won't drown, caught in the wave. It's time to ride through the fire but we'll make it out. Time to sow into a better life. Once we're lost but now we're found, yeah. Once we're lost but now we're, 'cause life was a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, let's ride that wave all night long. Yo, I watched that movie Soul Surfer the other night. If you got Netflix, watch Soul Surfer, but have some Kleenexes and get ready for some inspiration. If you ain't ready for it, just caution, caution. It's a mover, a soul shaker, earthquaker. That girl is a legend. That young girl was like 13 or 14 years old, and she got her arm bit off by a shark. Now, if I said that real quick, I'd start laughing, because like, oh, yo, the girl got her arm bit. Like, we could think, like, we could take people's tragedy so lightly sometimes, y'all. And sometimes, I just want a little confession time. Some of the things that I take lightly, because I might be a little more outroverted, extroverted compared to some people. And so the way I process things sometimes could be maybe in your face, or it could even come off offensive. And I personally want to apologize right now if I've made you uncomfortable in any way, maybe unnecessary, that's caused an offense. I just want to apologize. Tyler, I love you, man. No. He's like, bro, now you could apologize for that. No, I was even sorry for that. But, you know, I've had some great support. I got a great family. I got a great savior. I got some great friends. Joel Big Green, big ups to you, man. He's rocking with Blue Light tonight. And as I get by with a little help from my friends, I don't need to get high with some help from my friends. As I get by with some help from my friends, I don't need to get high anymore with my friends, unless it's with that new wine. So let it go, let it die, and be buried in the ground. Come on, it's time to let go and let love in. Love y'all. What do we got, another 30 seconds, or is that about it? What do you think? Let's go a little long. I'm gonna rock a little something a little different for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Click that PayPal. It goes to Cleveland Rocks, past, present, and future. We're splitting it 50-50 with the artist, production team, and Cleveland Rocks to help provide more grants and more support for musicians. Cindy, we love you. Evergreen Podcasting, we love you. Maura Rogers and the Bellows, we love you. Todd, we love you. James, we love you. Hey, you watching over there picking your nose, we love you too. Hey, this next song is Sometimes a Wonder. And shout out to Carlos Jones, +5s. We're going to probably end right here and go to the next couch cameo. Stick around, stick around. Go ahead and donate. Share this, do what you gotta do. Cleveland rocks, past, present, and future with that Cleveland-Nashville connection. It started out in Cleveland, Ohio. Went to Austin, Texas, yo. And now I'm feeling like the Nashville smiles. I'm back in Cleveland, oh. I can feel it now, I can feel it soon. I know the couples, yeah, they like to spoon. But at least get engaged, get rid of all that rage. Like Jimmy said, you gotta just turn the page. Don't wage that war, unless you really got to. Don't wage that. Unless you really got to, don't wage that war. Unless you really got to, unless you really got to, unless you really got to. Yeah, a party, I don't need Bacardi, I got sober. But now I can go like a Red Rover. Oh, come on, yeah, come and call me over. I don't need to go, do. I can feel it in the zone. Time to get it right, wanna come on home. Cleveland, Ohio, we get the style. Get it Tropidelic, yeah, Cleveland, Ohio. Sometimes I wonder what the world be like if we could all come together and to make things right. Sometimes I wonder what the world be like. But come on and sing this song. 'Cause sometimes I wonder and sometimes I wonder and sometimes I wonder and yeah. Sometimes I wonder and sometimes I wonder and yeah. Kinda crazy how a boy could be afraid to become a man. Scared of being shipped to Afghanistan. Isn't this a freelance? So where your lover come together, start a band, and we heal the world with that love. Come on, rise above. I was looking and we're already won. Carlos Jones in the other room. First light, yeah, they kicking it. They found the zoom meeting. Kick it in style. We had brothers and we be here for a while. Back to the beachland, negative space, positive vibrations. Just in case I forgot to mention, it's opiate awareness plus vibes pre-show. Don't be glaring at the person in the store not wearing a mask, 'cause you just can't ignore that feeling. We need some healing. Thank you so much. I'm Brandon David. This is Johnny Mac and the Freight Trains. Sometimes I wonder what the world would be like if we could just come together and make it right. We got another couch cameo. I'll be seeing you in a little bit here. God bless. Much success. Keep moving forward.
We met back in 2016 when I moved from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to New Jersey and showed up at one of Leanne's shows.
We hit it off instantly, we started writing some songs together, and by the end of 2016, we were a country duo.
Our latest single, Different Kind of High, is about more than just music. We wrote the song to make a difference.
That's right. After hearing so many stories in the news about young lives lost to opioid addiction, we were inspired and compelled to write Different Kind of High to create awareness around this very important topic and hopefully bring about some positive change.
We realize how deeply impacted our communities are by this crisis and hope that Different Kind of High can provide relief to those struggling.
We want to give a big shout out and thank you to the Cleveland-Nashville connection for helping us to get our message out there.
Please enjoy our music video for Different Kind of High.
Sitting on top of the world. College came and the pressure spilled. She tried to escape with a little white pill, and an angel fell from grace. And now this whole town's gathered round, dropping roses in the ground. Kind of high. second tour. Broken bones couldn't fight no more. He had to camouflage his pain.
The doctor gave him a pack of pills. When they ran out, it was all downhill. He pushed the poison through his veins. And now this whole town's gathered round, with 21 shots ringing out.
Guys, it's J.O. Marine, aka Red Lion, and you are watching the Cleveland-Nashville Connections. Stay tuned.
Cool. Is it live? Okay, cool. How's it going, friends? My name's Dave. I play in a band called C Level Letter C Dash. That is one of our tunes called Stomp. I'm going to do one more for you, maybe two more for you. We got Carlos Jones wrapping up our program here. Nothing stays in tune. If you ever would change your mind about leaving me behind, oh, you bring your sweet loving, bring on over me, yeah, oh, yeah. I know I left when you were leaving, but I only hurt myself. Oh, you bring your sweet loving, bring on over me, if you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, oh, you bring your sweet loving, bring on over me, yeah, oh, yeah. Cool beans, y'all. I'm gonna do one more for you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for helping out if you can. Links in the comments for anyone who was trying to help out for this production.
'cause she's so just that she's seen it. And I know there's a reason, at least I'm by your side. It may not surface for more, just till the night. She may have no intended use me in such that way. It could be a chance of circumstance, at least that's what she'd say. And I know if you call me, I will answer that. But if you have me, would come back. Alright, yo. Cue up the next cameo.
I'm JCJ, and you're watching the Cleveland-Nashville Connection.
Been a minute, but I've been running round, going through ups and downs, you know, just living. So tell me the deal, this time for real. If you wanna kick back and chill, baby, we will. Put on whatever makes you comfortable. Let me tell you why you're wonderful. Not the run of the mill, no matter how you may feel. If I can show you what you mean to me, how knowing you is a dream to me. I won't have to say much, you don't have to say love. Put on whatever makes you comfortable. Let me tell you why you're wonderful. Not the run of the mill, no matter how you may feel. If I can show you what you mean to me, how knowing you is a dream to me. I won't have to say much, you don't have to say love. Say love, say love. You don't have to say love, say love, say love. Say love, say love. You don't have to say love, say love, say love. Who's to say we can't stay in? Cancel plans with all of our friends. I know how much you like that. Tripping about the tickets, I won't even write back. We could watch a movie or make one. Take your time to unwind, we got all day. So, whatever you want or nothing at all, it's your call. Put on whatever makes you comfortable. Let me tell you why you're wonderful. Not not the run of the mill. No matter how you may feel, if I can show you what you mean to me, how knowing you is a dream to me. I won't have to say much, you don't have to say love. Put on whatever made you comfortable, let me tell you why you're wonderful. Not the run of the mill, no matter how you may feel. If I can show you what you mean to me, how knowing you is a dream to me. I won't have to say much, you don't have to say love. Say love, say love, you don't have to say love. Say love, say love. Say love, say love, you don't have to say love. Say love, 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 say love.
Brandon David created the Cleveland Nashville Connection, a platform to benefit musicians in crisis. Started in Nashville, brought it to Cleveland, coming to a screen near you. Yo, just kidding. Hey, it's Jewel Big Green, and I'm shouting out the Cleveland Nashville Connection. They hosted me on the first concert. Things are just getting bigger, getting better, so stay in, stay locked, stay confident, stay connected. It's just getting better from here. Shout outs to Cleveland, shout outs to Campbell's for the tea. Hey, you're watching the Cleveland Nashville Connection. Peace.
All right, reggae family, I think it's about that time. We've been apart together for way too long without having a Plus Band jam session. So we're going to get it together and come at you live online, broadcasting from Brothers Lounge on Saturday, May 23rd from 8 to 9:30 p.m., which also happens to be Hessler Street weekend, so you know the vibe. I hope you can join us as we shake out the quarantine stiffness and free our bodies and minds and do what we do, all right? I'll see you then. Irie.